Porn is incredibly harmful, and its effects aren't taken seriously enough. Source: http://nsexualexploitation.org/wp content/upload/nkos_pornography public health_research summary _8-2_17_ final with logo, PDF. 49% of men first encountered pornography before age 13. Analysis of the 50 most popular pornographic videos, those bought and rented most often, found that 88% of scenes contained physical violence, and 49% contained verbal aggression. 87% of aggressive acts were perpetrated against women, and 95% of their responses were either neutral or expressions of pleasure. A meta-analysis of 46 studies reported that the effects of exposure to pornographic material are clear and consistent, and that pornography use puts people at increased risk for committing sexual offenses and accepting rape myths. A study of 14 to 19-year-olds found that females who watched pornographic videos were at significantly greater likelihood of being victims of sexual harassment or sexual assault. A survey of 4,564 adolescents aged 14 to 17 in 5 European countries found that viewing internet pornography is significantly associated with an increased probability of having sent sexual images and messages, sexting, among boys. 31. A separate survey of 617 college freshmen found that 30% of participants sent nude pictures at some time during high school. 45% had received nude pictures on their cell phones. The most important motivation for sexting was coercion, such as blackmail or threats. About half of all sexting is coercive. 44% of males aged 11 to 16 who viewed pornography reported that online pornography gave them ideas about the type of sex they wanted to try. A nationally representative survey of pornography use among youth aged 9 to 17, found that those with increased exposure to internet pornography were significantly more likely to report physical and sexual victimization. A study of sexually reactive children and adolescents, SRCAs, found that those who used pornography compared to those who did not use pornography were more likely to engage in a prominent pattern of lying, a persistent pattern of theft/stealing, to be truant, to frequently con/manipulate others, to engage in arson/fire-setting behaviors, to engage in coerced vaginal penetration and forced sexual acts such as oral or digital penetration, to express sexually aggressive remarks, obscenities, and to engage in sex with animals. In a cross-sectional study of 710 Norwegian 18 to 19-year-olds, 1% of males who indicated some likelihood of having sex with a 13 to 14-year-old also reported more high-frequency use of pornography and having more friends with an interest in child pornography and violent pornography. The use of pornography by batterers significantly increased a battered woman's odds of being sexually abused. Pornography use alone increased the odds by a factor of almost 2, and the combination of pornography and alcohol increased the odds of sexual abuse by a factor of 3. Males who use pornography and go to strip clubs were found to engage in more sexual abuse, stalking, and marital rape than abusers who did not use pornography and go to strip clubs. A study of male high school seniors in Sweden found that nearly 70% of those who frequently used pornography reported that pornography made them want to try out what they had seen, compared to 42% of boys in a reference group. Males who viewed pornography were significantly more likely to report having sexually harassed a peer or forcing someone to have sex. In a systematic review and meta-analysis of cross-sectional studies about young people aged 10 to 24 years, exposure to sexually explicit websites was correlated with condomless sexual intercourse. In a study of 15,246 Americans, a symmetrical relationship was revealed between men and women as a result of viewing pornography. Women reported more negative consequences, including lowered body image, that their partner was more critical of their body, increased pressure to perform acts seen in pornography, and less actual sex. Meanwhile, men reported being more critical of their partners' bodies and less interest in actual sex. If you can read all of that and tell me that porn isn't harmful, or that you're still going to watch it, I don't want you anywhere near me. Edit, thank you for the silver and awards, kind strangers. Could you elaborate on 14-19-year-olds who watch porn are at greater risk of being victims of sexual harassment or assault? I simply don't see how watching porn suddenly puts a target on their back for rapists. Joke's on you, I don't watch porn that have women. I look at the first two Reddit discussions involving the group you've gotten your stats from seem like a pack of nut jobs. First was them getting sexy apps banned, and the other was for them calling for an attack on companies like Steam and YouTube for sexy content. There has been a notable decrease of sexual assaults in Western countries for years, but a massive increase in porn consumption, although unlike this group I won't claim they are related. What annoys me is I actually do think there is a serious issue with porn, but it's a modern problem, porn addiction, and possibly warped worldviews, but not the kind that would make you attack people. The same kind that comes from looking at photoshopped models or Instagram influencers who seem to have these wonderful lives. Things that give you a distorted view on what life should be like. Unpopular opinion. Data to back up their opinion. Upvote deserved. This all assumes that watching a lot of weird porn causes the fucked up in people rather than being the fucked up people watching a lot of weird porn. The takeaway I got from this is that children shouldn't watch porn. That's not an unpopular opinion. I do agree that a lot of it is unnecessarily aggressive and rapey, though. But not all porn is like that. I want to point out that this report was written by the National Center on Sexual Exploitation, which was founded as the much less official-sounding Morality in Media. It is a religious group on a crusade against porn. This doesn't mean their research should be outright dismissed, but it does mean they are very biased. They are a group with a stance, and their interest is in validating that stance, not in doing or funding accurate science. Source: https://en, Wikipedia, org/wiki/national_center_on_sexual_exploitation #history. Women who watch are more likely to be assaulted or harassed. Explain that to me. The first rule of statistical analysis is: correlation is not causation. 99% of prisoners were found to drink milk. But drinking milk does not cause people to become criminals. I find it difficult to believe some of the results cited based on the study before it. Pornography is actually shown to reduce violence against women in countries that allow it, with one exception. Extremely violent sadistic pornography does appear to cause harm to its viewers. A study of 14 to 19-year-olds found that females who watched pornographic videos were at significantly greater likelihood of being victims of sexual harassment or sexual assault. How is that possible? What are they doing? Do you know the difference between correlation and causation? Like, at all? If you have actual studies showing a causal link, then go ahead, but correlation/causation fallacies from a religious anti-porn group are not science. Almost got an upvote from me, but you don't understand correlation vs causation, and your last sentence is pretty stupid. If you look at the time of year when ice cream is eaten more, you will see crime increase. I could then give you 15 paragraphs about the types of crime that increase, break it down by type of ice cream, describe mental health, get people's reports after eating ice cream, and much, much more, all because more people eat ice cream in the summer, and people commit more crime when the weather is nice. You're conflating the effect of porn watching with the bias that comes from the types of people who watch it. Does porn cause some of these things? Sure, maybe. But the majority of this is inconclusive. Analysis of the 50 most popular pornographic videos, those bought and rented most often, found that 88% of scenes contained physical violence, and 49% contained verbal aggression. Specifically what? 'Cause I'm willing to bet a fucking huge chunk of the violence is ass slapping and the verbal aggression dirty talk. The entire post reeks of misleading agenda pushing tbh, and I say that as someone who couldn't give two shits about porn. If you can read all of that and tell me that porn isn't harmful, or that you're still going to watch it, I don't want you anywhere near me. Okay buddy, will do. I think the actual thing is a lot of people are horny. A lot of people are bad people. Therefore, Bad people are likely horny. What do horny people do? Watch porn. The problem isn't the porn, it's that humanity sucks. Biased source, biased wording. All I see is correlation. Correlation is not causation. You can neither regulate nor ban adult pornography. It's impossible and illegal. Keep kids off of porn sites. That's all. Males who use pornography and go to strip clubs were found to engage in more sexual abuse, stalking, and marital rape than abusers who did not use pornography and go to strip clubs. You kind of let your mask slip a bit there. I think most people would probably have happier and healthier sex lives without porn, but these statistics make me question the methodology of the studies and the rationale for their conclusions more than the use of porn. For example, a study of male high school seniors in Sweden found that nearly 70% of those who frequently used pornography reported that pornography made them want to try out what they had seen, compared to 42% of boys in a reference group. Could be rewritten as and would likely remain true. A study of male high school seniors in Sweden found that males who had a high level of curiosity about different sexual acts frequently watched pornography. In the social sciences, sloppy studies are often published in ideological journals where the conclusions are all that matters. In general, if the implied cause and effect could be reversed and the statement is still plausible, you should question the validity of the study.